thank you for coming and bringing forth abiding realization of my true being. Guide me, beloveds, guide me into myself, deeper and deeper, so that all false identity may become transparent and dissolve back into the pool of all that I am. And hold me no more hostage to its painful dream. May that dream dissolve. May I wake up to my true self. Who is here? Who is here now? All that is ever here now. Is aliveness. Is awareness. Has no labels. Has no shape or form. This is your refuge and your salvation. Is yourself at its core, beingness. This is where you shall come to drink from your well. Whenever you feel distraught, anxious, torn apart, in pain, it's the time to come here. You will never be able to get it perfectly and fix the story of the egoic mind. Of that idea of yourself that will only continuously become more and more uneasy about itself, uneasy with life. As you are experiencing now. There is a storm out there. There is a storm raging in your life. And it's getting louder and louder. It's the storm in your mind. Of all the identities you've taken on. And none of them are good enough. None of them are, to any degree, satisfying really. They're all failures. They all failed. Yeah, that hits a note. Yeah. Yeah, that's so sweet to feel that, isn't it? Oh, it's so sweet. It is your love that is captured. In a very painful identity. That can never win. It can never win. It will never be seen the way you feel that you are. It will never have its way. It will never get what it wishes for. It will never be good enough. It will always struggle. It will always be increasingly afraid. You see, because the shadow is getting darker as the light is getting brighter. It will increasingly spin around itself and create chaos, drama, problems, anxiety. It will destroy. In its wake, like a Tasmanian devil, whirling around, and then collateral happens. And the beauty is that, my darling, you're not meant to. You're not meant to stay in that identity. That identity within that identity. In that dream of yourself. When you are experiencing yourself from that state of mind that is identified with an idea of you that has become so tight, way too tight for your true self, that is already in it. And so when you are in that dream, in those identities, experiencing yourself out of the habit of the mind, in that way, it is becoming increasingly tiring. You do feel that you're being crushed between the floor coming up and the ceiling. The ceiling doesn't budge. The ceiling is the container of that limited, conditioned egoic mind, that identity within that mind. That identity that is full of memories, of painful memories of yourself, of what you did and what you experienced, of your life, of a failed life, completely failed life. Yes. And that part still feels like it's in a life that is not worth living. In a life where it would be better that you could let go. And that death wish, that still lingering somewhere inside of you, it still comes up. Is genuine in its truth, is a wish to die for that part of you, that false identity to die. For that you that feels that way to die. It truly is the longing for it to stop. That whole entire construct, the whole huge construction of the egoic mind, that you are completely ingrained and habituated to experiencing yourself, defining yourself from it, through it, as it. And that has become and is increasingly still becoming so painful, so stressful. Yes. And then you pray for it to change, for your circumstances to change, and you dream and desire for your circumstances to change, because there's the sense that that is where it's coming from, those feelings of sadness and distraught and resignation, depression, incredible anxiety and fear to move, and incredible vulnerability, being at the mercy of this harsh environment, this harsh world. And no one understands you. No one can see you for how you truly are. And no one seems to truly care. Yeah. So that in the end, you are alone. You are alone. You feel alone. All alone. And you ask yourself, oh, what is the purpose of my life when I have not succeeded at anything and have not been able to live or create a life for myself where I can simply be content with what is, with what I cannot change. Not even to mention a life where I would be in a situation that I always, or that you always desired to be in, because those situations were coming from the desire of your egoic mind, of that egoic self. There is a truer, a deeper, much deeper desire underneath that. And as we said, and as you know, we are going all the way. This is the landslide. This is the complete landslide where nothing stays standing. There is not a part of the egoic mind that is the painful egoic mind, that is the limiting egoic mind. That is where you are asleep to it. There is not a part of you that will remain asleep. Can you feel that? But that is the truth. I think part of me is still doubting that. Yeah. It's definitely still doubting that. Oh. Yes, come back and dive back deep into yourself. It is a painful journey for those aspects of you, for when you are those particles of you, that consciousness of you that is experiencing itself through the egoic mind. It's very painful. And the egoic mind doesn't understand how that works. How it works, that it dissolves. It will claim the self that is not limited in its program. It will claim your true self for itself, as itself, and make it and it claims your awareness, your consciousness. It holds on to it that way. And that is why it is so important that you come as often as you can, that you dive into yourself every day, your true self, so that you can recognize all that which comes from the egoic mind, that you can recognize your pain, your suffering, your anxiety for what it is. But for that, you need to get a real taste of what you are not. So you can get a real taste of yourself. So you can remember to come back to that and what that feels like, so you can recognize it inside of yourself again. Because there is not a likeness. The likeness, the mirror image, is the image that stands in front of you where you project. Where you project yourself, and that projection goes into a separation from, it takes away your attention, your energy, your sense of self, projects it into a program. And that is your true self watching a movie and thinking, that's who I am. Full identification with the character in the movie. And because it has taken over your entire being, in the beginning it is difficult to not feel that, difficult to get even a tiny little glimpse of your genuine self. And with glimpse we mean sense, experience, knowing. Being it. So you said before that you doubt that you will ever self-realize. You will ever come out of that prison of egoic mind, and you will simply have to continue to suffer for the rest of your life, as you have already almost all your life, almost every moment of your life. So let us tune into that doubt. Let us go back there. As we said to you, no stone will be left unturned, and none of the egoic structure will stay standing, will remain standing. And so then your egoic mind says, well, maybe right before I die it will come down, but I'll still have to, how many years? I'll still have to suffer. When is that going to happen? All right, so now notice that it is not your true self that is anxious about when it's going to happen. Because in your true self, it's always there. It's already there. And this is the only medicine, this is the only salvation that you'll get. For all of your problems, for the whole storm, there is no other way to fix it, if you want to use that word. There's no other way to bring your life into harmony and to be able to enjoy this moment as it comes, as it shows up, as it is. You can be rearranging the deck chairs forever. They will never appear in a way that is satisfying, where you can say, oh, now I am happy. Even though it seems that way so much. If you only could be able to do this or to do that and to go there and to have a home in a beautiful place with lots of nature and have kinship and connection to beautiful brothers and sisters, souls, to co-create paradise together and find your beloved and have your own family and have your beloveds around you and animals animals and children. And be able to express your craft, your inspiration, your art, your song. Dive deep into musical expression, to the world of creativity. All that you dream of. All that you dream of. It cannot happen from within yourself that is asleep to itself, that is falsely identified, that holds an identification that is so heavy, that is connected to so much trauma, so much pain. But that trauma cannot be healed within the egoic mind. It cannot dissolve in the egoic mind. It cannot come back home to a false self. It cannot reconcile within a false self, within a false sense of self. So we drop back in again, backwards into ourselves. And we notice this moment just as it is. From no perspective at all. From no identity at all. Even the galactic identities. Will be seen through. You will recognize them as well as a part of a template of the conditioned mind. No identity will ever be satisfying until it is seen through. Until it is seen through as the clothing we wear. But we are not our clothing. As long as we identify with the clothing, they will provide suffering. Some form of suffering. But when they are recognized as clothing, we can play dress up and just have so much fun.